Hello there, Team Gerwell. You are flipping in fifth with me, Mrs. G. Today we're going to be talking about Topic 9, Lesson 4. And today's learning target is, I can estimate, I know, I heard you all moan and groan, I can estimate the sums and differences of fractions. Today's vocabulary, estimation, of course, means close to the answer, but not the exact answer. Sum is the answer to an addition problem, and difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. Go ahead and pause the video and write in today's vocabulary words. Here's our problem of the day. When putting together the Superdome on the CCE playground, Mr. Greer needed to weld together two pipes. About how long will the welded pipes be? Well, here our information is that one of the pipes is 2/5 and one of them is 7/8. But we need to underline the question in our problem here so we know exactly what it's asking. And we also need to highlight some keywords that tell us what the operation is. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we underline the question, that is, about how long will the welded pipes be? And that word about tells us something very important. It tells us that we are estimating. Very good. We're not finding an exact answer. We're just finding something close to. And then the words weld together, welding together of two pipes, that means we're going to add them together because we're putting them together, so they need to be added. So let's go ahead and see how we figure this problem out. Remember, fractions are all found between 0 and 1 on the number line. See all these fractions, how they all fit between 0 and 1? Unless, of course, it's a mixed number. For instance, 1½ would be out here because it's 1 whole plus a half. But all of our fractions that are not mixed numbers will fit between 0 and 1. That's important to know because when we're estimating today, we're going to be estimating our fractions to either 0, 1/2, or 1, whichever is closer. So here's our problem again. It was estimate the sum of 2/5 plus 7/8. Well, the first thing we need to do is highlight 2/5. So we've highlighted them here in blue. Are 2/5 closer to 0, 1/2, or 1? Well, if you said 2/5 are closer to 1/2, you would be correct. See, it's just a little bit of space to the 1/2, way less than if we're going to go all the way to 0, and of course 1 is very far away. So now we're going to do the same exact thing with the 7/9. So here I've highlighted 7/9. Is that closer to 0, 1/2, or 1? If you said 1, you would be correct because look, it's just 2 more ninths to get us to 1, and here it was 2 plus half of 1/9 to get to 1/2. So we're much closer to 1. So 1/2 plus 1, well, that's easy. That's 1½ Here, go ahead and try this one right now. This one has to do with subtraction. Estimate the following. Go ahead and pause the video after you've figured out what you're going to estimate 2/3 to and 1/6 to and find the difference, and then come back and see if we got the same answer. All right, coming back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you get 1/2? Here, let me show you how I did it. Again, we have our number line, and I have highlighted 2/3. So 2/3 is going to round to 0, 1/2, or 1. Well, we are going to round it to 1/2 because it's definitely closest to 1/2. So now we have to do the same thing with 1/6. 1/6, is that closer to 0, 1/2, or 1? Well, it is definitely closer to 0 on the number line. So 1/2 minus 0, well, that's easy. That equals 1/2. So here are tonight's practice problems. You're going to estimate the sum or difference of all of these, and then make sure that you make special note. Is it subtraction or is it addition? And you're going to pause the video and then come back for the answers when you're ready. Coming back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here are the answers for tonight's practice problems. Go ahead and check yours over and see if you got the same answer. Remember, usually when we're estimating, sometimes there's a little bit of leeway, but when we're estimating fractions, especially to the 1/2, it's going to be pretty specific that these are the correct answers. So if you have any questions, go ahead and write them down and we can talk about them tomorrow. Remember to make sure you checked your work and you wrote how many you got correct. Honestly fill out that self-reflection. Could you teach a friend, or are you still confused? And fill in the space for any questions you might still have. I hope you found estimating the sums and differences of fractions to be relatively easy. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow and practicing more in class. Bye-bye.